All right, I do believe we're live. And this is a lunch break hack follow up from this morning where I said a lot of things, but I figured I would show you this time. I am not even going to bring up the chat, but you can see that we have a lovely overhead camera, and what I wanted to be able to show you is that I did already, with this guy, I already did remove the R0 resistor. And what we're going to be doing is flashing this guy in real time. I'm going to bring Windows up here in a second. I'll have to plug this USB port in. It should come up as a flashable type device. It's in the USB class, it's a special class or whatever, a vendor specific class. It is connected here through to the Raspberry Pi for reasons I'm not going to mention at the moment, but then what I have above is a Windows machine that I'm remote desktoped into, and I'll bring that up here in a second when we plug it in. So if I go to not the terminal, now we are going to watch the terminal, but really what we want is this kind of setup here in a second. So we're going to take the terminal down right now. I'm going to bring this guy up. Excuse me. And we're going to try and do this as fast as possible. So first I'm going to bring up Device Manager. If you've already installed the drivers, this is what it's going to look like. Well, I guess do a driver install at a different time. What I want is Device Manager. So nothing's plugged in. This is my old T60. I'm sorry, X60. And I have this cable. I had really meant to be able to show this camera and pull it up at the same time, but here, we'll do that. Just the overhead. I should just be able to copy this guy. You know, I'm trying to have just at least a monicum of production value here. All right, go ahead and plug this in. And I just have the terminals for UART pressure fit, so we'll get to find out if that's actually a thing. Anyway, so you can, if it's working correctly. So what you can see is that our libUSB Win32 device has come up as a USB cloner device. And we'll bring back up the terminal here. Doesn't look like anything really came up. I only have 10 more minutes. We're going to see if we can do this in 10 minutes or less. So, bring up the back. Now, if you recall, actually, I'm supposed to keep it unplugged. Oops. I'm supposed to keep this unplugged until I'm ready to do the batch of flashing. So, I'll bring up the cloner software. Now, I should just be able to do load image, but let's just look at the config real quick. Should be the last config that we had. And we're on the T31, T31X. This is our UART. Here is our policy. And you see we have that universal boot T31X universal.bin. That's our U-boot. All right, so I'll just save this. Yes. And now we're back. Okay, so we're back here. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the terminal, hoping that this will also show. Let's move this guy over a little bit. Now is when we want to plug the device in. No, wait, we got to hit start. So we're going to hit start. Now we're going to bring it up. Aha, you see that? We get erasing. And that progress bar, fantastic capture. Okay, and see, now we're in a boot loop. So, I'm just going to flip over to just the terminal, right? And move this out of the way for me. And I'm going to hold down on C. Okay, we've gotten to the prompt. Oh, hopefully, yeah, no, I was not prepared for this. Where is my instructions? Okay, so what we're going to do is stand by. We're going to set our, probably only have to do this one more time before I write a script. So we're going to set this environmental variable, and then we are going to set the boot command, and then we are going to save env. Okay, it's been written. I am going to go ahead and, if I can find it, yep, I'm going to go ahead and insert our flash card. I'm sorry, our SD card. Okay, and then I'm going to hit I'm going to type in reset. It should work. All right, it did. Root teacup. And some donut with your tea. All right. I will go ahead and check on chat now, since I've gotten this far. And I have just a few minutes. Aha! Welcome, Jacob. Little pop out action. Let's bring this back together and bring up. Just not very good at this yet. I'm getting better. There we go. There's my chat. Boom. Tuning in for the magic. Well, and this is just my last, or not last, this is my last few minutes of my lunch break. So I figured I'd go ahead and get it done, and it worked. So we've got another teacup ready, basically ready to ship, I guess. But this is only the second one, right? So this is great. We're 2 for 2 so far. And I know that the one that I have next set up, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this donut here. Oh, well, it wasn't spinning around anyway. Let me issue the halt. I'm going to show you best I can do right now. Okay, so we're on, there we go. So it should keep working, right? So what I'm doing right now, I mentioned stickers the other day, but I'm just writing the date and in Sharpie and the board number, because I do need to keep track of which one is which, right? Anyway, this is board number 2. Board number 3 is going to be unmodified though, because it's going to go out to Captain Ron as we're passing all this kind of hardware back and forth. All right. Well, I've got to run to a meeting. I wish you all a wonderful day. This has been the Hacker Homestead, where we fish, hunt, share, and grow new technology. Happy hacking.